Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Hannah Edge. This is my first ever YouTube video, and yeah, I'm gonna be doing makeup tutorials. I don't do hair, just makeup. But yeah, this is the look that I did for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it and just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I have already done my eyebrows and I've concealed underneath of them as well. And I'm going to go ahead and prime my face. I'm going to be doing my eyes first, but I feel like priming my face first before eyeshadow, it just seeps into the skin and it stays in the skin for a little while to really soak up in your pores and stuff, and then your skin looks more smooth whenever it comes time to put on the foundation. After that, I'm just going to grab my mirror so I can see. Alright. Okay, so now I'm going to prime my eyelids, and I'm going to take the Stay Don't Stray by Benefit Cosmetics. And I'm pretty sure that this can be used as a concealer as well. I'm just going to paint this on my eyes. And I have really dry eyelids as well. So this one is definitely a really good eyeshadow primer for my eyes. E22 by Morphe. Just any brush or beauty blender will work, or even your finger will work. I'm just going to take it and blend that out. I'm going to use my RCMA No Color Powder. This is just in a Maybelline packaging because I don't like the RCMA one. And I'm just going to take that on just a little packing brush. Any brush will work. A beauty blender as well. And I'm just going to set down that primer. You want to set it down because the eyeshadow, I feel like with any eyeshadow primer, you need to set it with powder or an eyeshadow that matches your skin color, because if you don't, then it's going to be really sticky and your eyeshadows aren't going to blend as well. And I'm just making sure that everything is smooth, that everything has a smooth surface. But I'm just going to take a brush and just get all the excess off. Okay. And now what I'm going to do before I start the eyeshadow portion, this is the Morphe M438 brush, and I'm just going to start right there at the corner of my eye and just make a line just like that. Doing this, if you watch Jaclyn Hill, you'll know that she does this, but doing this while you blend your eyeshadow is really going to help make that line right here, kind of like tape would give. Okay, so I'm going to take my dirty Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to be doing a cut crease today. I'm going to go in with, let's see, my R37 brush by Morphe, and I'm going to take these two shades right here, and I'm just going to mix those together and just start blending them in the crease. Very tight in the crease. So I'm going to kind of open my eye and then place the brush right there and the fold of the eye, the crease, and then just start blending in windshield wiper motions. I think the only thing I really don't like about this trick is that you have to keep on applying the powder. After you blend eyeshadow, you have to keep on going back over and placing the powder there. And I will be using the Jaclyn Hill palette, the palette the whole time when doing my eyeshadow. Except for the bottom lash line, I am going to go in with a different palette.
What?
And as you can see, where I was blending, the powder started to kind of disappear. So I'm just going to take that brush again and then same powder and go right back over it. Then I would probably just use tape. I feel like that's really easy to do. You just place the tape there and then you just keep blending. You can blend over the tape and take it off and it's fine. But for me, I feel like it gives a really harsh line. And we're just going to keep on going with this, with the other eye. The same colors.
And be sure, if you get too much, chop off the excess.
And you do not have to go in with such, like, I guess, deeper colors as a transition shade, especially if you're a lot lighter than me. You can go in with these two right here first instead of these two. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now I'm just going to take my M441 brush. I'm going to be switching brushes. And I'm going to take, trying to see, I'm going to take this shade right here. You know what, I have this one right here, this one. I haven't even been telling you guys what shades I'm using, the names of them. The first two I used were, it was Butter and Pooter. And the next shade, like the shade I'm about to use, is called Roxanne. So I'm going to pick up Roxanne, this shade right here, on my M441 brush by Morphe. And I'm not going to pick up too much of it. And I'm going to kind of lay the brush flat like that a little bit, like into the shadow and on the tip of the brush as well, just so it can get in the crease and on the lid as well. So I'm just going to be doing these same motions as I did with the first two shades. This shade is going to kind of mimic the other one, so it's going to go right on top of the other ones. Like I said, you're just going to want to do the same on the other eye as you did on this one. Just want to mimic everything basically. Alright, so now I'm going to take my M433 brush and I'm going to be switching brushes like throughout every shade I use. And I'm going to be taking this shade right here, and it's called Jax. It's called Jax. I'm just going to take that on the tip of this brush. And it's a more of a deeper cranberry shade. And I'm just going to take that and place it right into the crease right here. And I'm just going to go in like side to side motions, windshield wiper motions, just to deepen the crease. I'm not going to go up higher anymore because you don't want to go over the same shades that you used. And if you do that, it's going to look very dark and like it's just all going to be a mess if you do that. So just keep it in the crease like this. Don't, I feel like if you go up, you're kind of going in circular motions upwards. Or you know, you can, I guess, like your shadow can go up if you're going in windshield wiper motions like this. But what I would do is just keep it low in the crease, if that makes sense. Like kind of push your brush down, but keep blending side to side, just so it's not going up. And you don't want to put too much pressure on the brush as well, because you don't want any harsh lines. But I'm going to take my Y19 brush by Morphe, and it's just a little pointed brush. And I'm going to pick up these two shades, these brown shades right here. This one and the one underneath it, those two. And the shade names are Buns and Chip. I'm just going to take this plate, it's a nasty little plate, and I'm just going to take some concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape. in the shade Light. I'm just going to do that. Okay, and now I'm going to be taking my favorite brush. This is the Morphe M508 brush to cut the crease. And I'm just going to take it and put some concealer on it. I said some, but put a lot on there. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of disperse the product around. I'm not going to be doing a half cut crease. I'm going to be doing a full on cut crease. And it's going to be like a rounded cut crease. And if you get too much, just wipe it on your hand. And I'm just going to take it and go a little above your natural lid, just so it enlarges it. Like I said, if you just keep getting like way too much product on your brush, just keep wiping it off as you go. And you can go back and add more. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just kind of like blending it out, blowing it out. I'm not actually going to take it and cut it all the way around. I'm just going to kind of blow the product out just a little bit and keep on with that brush. I'm going to take it and kind of go like this just so it's blending and it's not going to be like a harsh line there from where the concealer was. And see, everything just looks very nice and blended.
What are you doing? I'm videoing. Of course.
So I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to pick up this shade right here. And I'm going to take that and I'm only going to put it at the beginning or right at the front of my lid. And now I'm going to take this shade right here, the last shade on the front row, the first row, and I'm just going to go right in the middle. And don't worry if you get this shade on top of this one, we're going to go back over it. I'm going to kind of take that one and the one that we put in the middle, goldish shade. I'm just going to kind of take my brush, go like this, like just like this, to blend them together. Okay, so I'm done with the eyeshadow part. I think, yeah, I am going to be putting on a wing, or I'm going to be doing a wing. You do not need a wing for this whatsoever. You can definitely just put on mascara or lashes and that's fine. But yeah, I want to be extra, so I'm going to do a wing. And I will be right back. Okay, so I am back and I went ahead and did my eyeliner, and then I did put like white right there below the black eyeliner. That's definitely optional as well. And then I went ahead and put on my favorite lashes. These are Dodo lashes, and you can save some money on these with my code. It's just Hannah Edge at the checkout. It save you some money on these. And these are the D105s. These are definitely my favorites at the moment. Whenever I get new ones, I will let you know. But yeah, definitely do that. Definitely put in my code, use my code, and get money off of your order. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do the foundation in my face part. So I'm going to take my Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer, and it's definitely my all-time favorite foundation at the moment. I love this foundation. I'm just going to take it on this nasty plate. Yuck. 1.5 pump. It's really full coverage, and so am I, so I'm just going to take it. You can get this from Target or their website, and it's only $10. I'm just going to take my Zoeva Silk Finish 102 brush, and I'm going to take it like that. I'm just going to stipple it. And remember, we already put the primer on before the eyes, just so it can soak in to the skin, and everything looks much more smooth. And be careful where the eyeshadow and the eyeliner is. You don't want to go over that with any product that you put on your face. I'm just going to take the rest of it and put it down my neck, just so the color and everything matches. And I also put it on my ears as well, because like I said, I do have very red skin. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do my concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light, the same one that I used to cut my crease. I'm just going to draw like little lines where I want to highlight and conceal. Using a lighter concealer is going to brighten up any part of the face that you want brightened. You can also put a little bit down here below the contoured area to define it even more. I'm just going to over that spot. I'm going to take my G2 brush by Morphe, and I'm just going to go over it. I like to blend out things with a brush first and then go over it with a damp sponge after. Okay, so now that I'm done blending that with the brush, I'm going to take my Pure Cosmetics sponge. And I'm just going to go over it. Make sure it's damp. I think mine's a little too damp. Just so everything looks more blended and put together, I always go over it like that. And then I'm going to go under my eyes again with a sponge, just to make sure I buff any creases out before I set it. I'm going to take my RCMA No Color powder again. Same sponge. Dip it in there. And I'm just going to set where I put the concealer. And then I like to go ahead and just take this powder and do my neck with it, and my ears as well. Okay. So now what I like to do, I'm going to take my Y3 brush by Morphe as well, and I'm going to take my Bare Minerals Invisible Light powder. I'm going to take the matte side. This side, it is busted. I love this thing. A lot of people don't like it. I don't know why, but I do. I really like it. And I take the matte side and I just set the rest of my foundation down. You don't want a sticky base, because then your bronzer and blush and highlight's going to go on pretty choppy and it's not going to look good. I love this powder. It's literally invisible. Like, you can't see anything, but it sets it so pretty and so nicely. Okay, so now before I finish off the rest of the face, I am going to go ahead and finish off the bottom lash line. And I'm going to take my Subculture palette by Anastasia, and I'm going to take Roxy. This shade, I'm going to use that first. It's just a little smudger brush by Morphe. It's from the Rose Gold collection. I'm going to take Roxy and smudge it under there first, and then I'm going to take All Star right over top of it. just be very, very careful with this palette because it's really pigmented. Literally just take your brush and tap in it once and you're good to go. And that's it. I love this palette. A lot of people have found fault with it. I haven't. I love this palette. Like I said, just you can't take your brush and just like really dig in there at all. Literally take your brush, any brush you're using, tap in there once and you're good. I use the Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara by L'Oreal. And I'm just going to do my bottom lash line with this. To contour, I'm going to use my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. It's the light bronzer. I know there's two, I think there's 2 different shades in the butter bronzer. But I'm using the lightest one. And I'm going to take it on an R14 brush. And I'm going to lay the brush flat like this on its side. Swirl it as well. Because it is a round brush. And I'm just going to take it. And you can like sink in your cheeks as well. And I just take it right here. Like right where the eyebrow is. Right there. And then towards, well actually towards like the hair, like right here, kind of like I guess baby hair you could say. Take it like this, and then in circular motions I go upwards. And flattening the brush out some. And just dragging it down towards my temples so everything looks put together. And I like to do that as well, kind of like a 3 around the face. So everything is like one color around there. And then I also like to do my chin as well, just to bronze it up some. And now I'm going to go ahead and contour my nose. I'm going to take my M531 brush by Morphe. It's just a long-haired blending brush. And I'm going to take the same butter bronzer by Physicians Formula. And I'm going to take it right there, right at the bridge of the nose. Not the center of the nose, but right there. Like right at the side of it. And I'm going to go straight down like this. You don't want to go too far down this way, because then it's just going to enlarge the nose or make the nose look larger. Now I'm just going to take it underneath like this. It's going to lift it doing that. And now what I like to do, I'm just going to take some right on the tip of the brush. I'm going to take it right here. Not at the very tip of the nose, but right in the center of it. And that's going to create what's called a button nose. So it's going to have like that little tip and it's going to like lift it up some. Okay. And now, so it's not so harsh, I'm going to take the bottom of my beauty blender. I learned this from Orpha Zanali. If you do not know her, go check her out. Her Instagram, I think it's just Orpha Zanali, and she has a YouTube as well. She also just came out with a collab, or she just collabed with Morphe. Yes, she just collabed with Morphe, and she came out with her own lip set. It's called Vinyl, and yeah, she does this trick. I think she invented it, but it is amazing. Seriously, y'all have to do it. You just, after you powder, take like a sponge, a damp sponge, go over your powder and it melts in the skin and you don't have any flashback or a white cast. And that's literally life-saving. So now I'm going to take that same sponge again and some translucent powder, some loose powder, and I'm just going to go right underneath where I contoured. And it's going to just brighten it up right through the bridge and the tip of the nose, and it's also going to lift it as well since we already put that contour powder there. And I immediately take my M438 brush and just take the center off because it brightens it. Okay, so now I'm going to bronze, and I'm going to take my Morphe M527 brush, and I'm going to take another bronzer. This is the Milani Baked Bronzer in number 9 Dolce. I love this bronzer, it's so pretty. And I'm just going to take my brush and I'm just going to swirl it around in there and lay it flat in there as well, just so it can get just like this, just so it can get like all the contoured areas and stuff. I'm just really going to bronze my forehead. And then same with the cheeks. And I like to have color everywhere, not just in one place. And this bronzer is not too deep or too dark either, so it's not going to make you look too muddy if you do it that way. But if your bronzer is really like dark or deep or deeper than your contour, I would definitely just keep it right in this area right here. I wouldn't go any higher because it's just going to be very muddy and dark there, and it's not going to look good at all. And you can already tell the difference just by putting this bronzer right here. It's just going to make everything have some color to the skin, to the face. Especially since I don't use a like a colored powder. Alright, before I do the blush, I'm just going to take my M438 brush again, and I'm just going to take it off my nose. I just go ahead and start like swiping it off of my nose first. Then I go in circular motions downwards, just so it completely... Okay. And I'm just going to take it and go right over where the powder was, just to seep it into the skin. And I'm going to take my bronzing brush, and I'm just going to go over the nose, just to give it some more color. Alright, we are almost done, guys. We're almost done. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Milani Baked Blush. I love Milani.
I love Milani.
Really do. Y'all are going to know that. So I'm going to take my Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. This is number 5. And it's so pretty. I'm going to take my Morphe M177 brush. And this blush is so pretty. It has such a pretty sheen to it, and it's affordable as well. So, just going to smile and kind of place it in the contoured area as well. And I'm kind of going to do it as I did the blush. I'm sorry, as I did the bronzer earlier. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my translucent powder and my beauty sponge again, and I'm going to bake underneath the contour. It's just going to clean everything up and make everything more sharp. So while that sits on my face, I'm going to go ahead and highlight. I'm going to take my Moonchild Glow Kit by Anastasia, and I'm going to take here it is, my highlighting brush. This is the Morphe M501 brush, and I'm going to take Pink Heart right here. It's just a very pretty pink highlighting shade. And I'm going to get right much on it. You know, I want to be seen from outer space. So I'm going to get just a little bit more. I'm going to tap just a little bit off. I'm going to start it right here. And I like to put it on my cheeks as well, in the center of my cheeks. It's just so pretty. I think I am going to put another highlight on. I'm probably going to do the Manny and Jeffrey one. I think it's Eclipse. It has that peachy tone in it. And I'm still going to put this everywhere that I usually highlight and then put the other one over it. And I'm just going to take this, put this right here above the brow. Whew. I know a lot of people get really oily on their chin or their forehead or their nose. I would definitely not put a lot of highlight on those places where you get really oily, or just like don't put as much, or just don't put any at all. So now I'm going to take this baby fan brush and I'm just going to take same highlight shade that we've been using. I'm going to put this in the center of the nose. Kind of blend it upwards a little bit. And then on the tip of the nose as well. And the Cupid's bow. I'm going to take my Morphe G22 brush. And I'm going to start taking the bake away. And I do like to take it and blend it upwards into like where my blush and highlight and contour is, just so it's not as harsh and just so everything blends seamlessly. And now I like to just take my bronzing brush and go underneath just so it's not as white. I feel like with the translucent powder, whenever you bake under here, it's really white. Leaves a really white cast, and yeah, you don't want that. Okay, so I'm gonna take Eclipse highlighter by Jeffree Star and Mini Mouet. I'm going to take that same exact brush right here. And I'm going to take it right here. And I'm just going to go right over top of the pink heart that we used. So now all we have left to do is the lip. Okay, so a combo that I've really been loving to wear lately has been the Morphe lip set with Ofra Cosmetics. I love the Morphe. Oh my god. The Morphe lip set with Orphazinali vinyl. I love the kit itself. I love the liquid lipstick. It's so pretty and fall. But I love to take the vinyl lip liner, line my lips, and then shade in a little bit, and then take the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Dress lip gloss over top, and it's just the prettiest nude. So that's what I'm gonna do today. And how I line my lips, I just take my lip and fold it inwards, and then that way you can see like where you're supposed to line your lip. Alright, so now that I've shaded in most of my lips with the lip liner, I'm just going to take Undress Lip Gloss by Anastasia and go right over top of that. Okay, so before I completely finish, I'm going to go ahead and take my Milani Make It Last setting spray. This is also $10 and it works great. I'm just going to spray my whole face, and that way all the powder seeps into the skin and makes your face look flawless. Okay. And now I just like to fan my face so it dries quicker. Alright guys, so this is the final look. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what else you want to see, what other kind of videos you want to see me do. I will be doing makeup tutorials, pretty much. That's probably most of what I'm going to do for right now, since I'm just starting out, since this is my first video. So yeah, just please comment down below and tell me what you would like to see next, what kind of colors or what look you want me to do. Just please comment down below, and yeah, I will do that for you guys. And also, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my IG and my Snapchat, all my handles, all my social media handles down below in the description bar so you guys can find me. But my Instagram is Hannah Edge. Yeah, it's just Hannah Edge _. And then my Snapchat is Makeup by Hannah E. It's just all together, Makeup by Hannah E. And yeah, I don't have a Twitter. I do have a Facebook, so you can find me there as well. But like I said, I'm going to list everything down below so you guys can find me and follow me. And yeah, do not forget to subscribe to my channel as well. And yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and just let me know what you would like to see next.